the Ravens for zeroing out my first night of the draft when I booked a trip to Pittsburgh for it. Shout out 6 Evan. Crosby will be a baller. Shout out 6
7.
6 Evan. Wow, I got. That's like an all-time. Yeah, I'm out.
Get absolutely smoked, brother. Absolutely smoked. Welcome to the opening bell of the NFL Stock Exchange podcast. Trevor, Sikkema, Connor Rogers back once again with you guys in the middle of some free agency craziness. When we did the show on Monday, we went through a lot of team-specific mock drafts following a lot of the early tampering period news. And Connor, we're going to do the same thing here on this show. Now that Maxx Crosby is once again a Raider, we might have to actually do Ravens mock drafts and Raiders mock drafts again now that Maxx Crosby is where he was at the beginning of all of this. But how you doing, my friend?
Well, I got. It was a tough moment.
You did get got.
It was a tough moment for me, as I see Ruffian Addict makes a very, very important point in the chat. Connor needs to learn to read before speaking. This is now the second major incident in the last month or two.
Anything that you put on that teleprompter, Rogers will read.
I am full Ron Burgundy. Full Ron Burgundy.
That was a big Ron Burgundy moment there for you.
It's tough. I'm doing well. Free agency's been a lot of fun this week. You and I have plenty more to do. We're basically going to not run back Monday's show, but the format, mock drafts, all the second wave signings and the end of the first wave signings, the mock draft mania. Now, it's funny, besides me getting got, it's actually hilarious thinking back to that super chat because Sauter going to the draft. Well, buddy, you got your picks back. They did the sauce. Returns, give Sauce back.
They did.
Give Maxx back.
Yeah. That happened.
Yeah. Regain both draft picks.
Unbelievable.
They literally took the bit from the show and enacted it.
And then obviously Trey Hendrickson signing with the Baltimore Ravens immediately after, which I don't know, brother. I don't know. I don't know if the Ravens are actually going to get in trouble for this. I don't think it's much more likely that nothing is going to happen because nobody broke any rules. Maxx Crosby wasn't officially a part of the Ravens. It couldn't go through until the new league year opened. So they didn't break any rules, but the magnitude of what was moved and moved back, I think is big enough to where if John Spytek and the Raiders kind of want to make a stink about it and go to the league and basically say like, hey, we understand that they didn't break any rules, but the integrity of how the league operates was totally flipped on its head and taken advantage of here by the Ravens to the tune where, can you imagine if the Raiders salary cap wasn't what it was, because it looks like they're still going to be able to honor all of their agreements and keep Maxx Crosby. Can you imagine if they weren't able to do that? Can you imagine if Tyler Linderbaum all of a sudden is back on the board, right? If they're not able to sign to Kobe Dean?
Back to the Ravens from their own doing.
It's like
evil.
So I don't know. I don't think anything is going to happen, to be honest with you. But I do wonder if 3-4 years from now, once, the court system goes at the speed at which we know that it goes, I wonder if one day the NFL is just going to give him a slap on the wrist and say, hey, you got to pay the Raiders a third-round pick in 2032 or something like that.
Wow,
but that's all I can see
that'll teach
happening.
him.
Yeah, right. That's all I can see happening here.
No, it's true. It's part of the NFL has, and a lot of leagues do, have some weird unwritten rules that are just kind of a product of the system and what I'll forever call the legal tampering window. It creates a lot of chaos like this. What do they call it now? What is it?
I think it's
the proper name.
I think it's the negotiating period.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. The negotiation went so
sure,
well,
pal.
Yeah. No, but it's a fragile league, right? Because of the salary cap. Where you're right, Trev. There's like a butterfly effect in all of this, or there could have been. It feels like the fallout from this is way better than it would have been in most situations. Like you said, this would have been absolute chaos if it went down to like, now Linderbaum's market is back open and the Ravens are getting him and all these free agents they wanted and Maxx Crosby's pissed. But yeah, it was pretty chaotic for sure.
All I'll say is that Maxx Crosby was IG posting through it, and this
on
morning,
the private jet.
This morning, he posted himself as a silhouette in front of a starry night sky while blaring a Future song. And I've never been more sure that a 20-sack season is coming for somebody than what I saw from Maxx Crosby in the Instagram this morning.
Yeah, Maxx Crosby is somebody that nobody should ever bet against. I'm sure it's going to be really, really interesting to see the fallout of this if the Raiders are just like, hey, we actually like our team now, and Maxx is bought in. Let's see what we got here. Or if they go and find a deal that makes sense for them after this one fell through and a team gets a great pass rusher that is Maxx Crosby if he doesn't want a new deal, he's on a very, very fair contract for both sides.
Caleb's actually bringing up a really great point in the chat. Why didn't the Raiders simply say no takebacks? And that's why you've got to have the lawyers look over everything beforehand. You've got to make sure there's no givesies backsies in the deal. And that's a lesson that a new general manager in John Spytek is learning on the fly. And so I think he'll be better for it moving forward.
Can you believe, I think it was the night of my wedding or the week after, my father-in-law said that to me.
What? He said no. He said no take back?
He said that to me. It was one of the funniest things I've ever heard. He just looked at me.
Father-in-law.
Yeah, it was
incredible.
I mean, Kristen probably didn't love it, but me and him were having an absolute knee slapper over it. I mean, for like a 70-year-old dude to say that after his daughter got married, just an all-timer. Classic.
Is true. That is a classic. That's amazing. We love that. We really do.
NFL should take notes. Say it as well.
100%. 100%. Yep. You gotta put it in the contracts. You just do. It's gonna be heavy chat day. I know normally, if you've tuned into the show previously, a lot of times we'll leave the super chats to the end of the show. This is a heavy super chat show, just like we did on Monday. Yeah. So if you super chats and not super chats, we're gonna be going back and forth with you guys because the structure of the show, to be honest with you, is we're going to talk about free agency. We're going to kind of talk about the teams that you guys want to talk about the most with the changes that they've made. And we're going to run through some team-specific mock drafts, just like we did on Monday as well. PFF_Beckett, shout out Beckett. Beckett, Ravens fan, as you can't tell from this comment, says, people thinking that teams won't deal with the Ravens because of this is hilarious. I do kind of agree with that. I think a lot of people are like, oh, they'll have their day. Like, people won't deal with the Ravens anymore. Shut up. Yes, they will. If they're going to give a player the most money or if they're going to give a team the most draft picks, yes, they are. Like that part of this, to me, is something that I think is fabricated and is not really going to be a result of all this.
It'll be forgotten about by then, and GMs, DaCosta has so many relationships. It might have pissed off people, understandably, with the Raiders, but, yeah, I agree. That kind of gets overblown of this will be the demise of their organization.
Exactly. I don't think so. What's the first super chat that we have here? Who gave us this one? Oh, this is J-Law. First time super chatter. First time merch buyer as well. Shout out J-Law.
J-Law's having a day.
Getting the hat. Love the hat. Keep up the good work. We appreciate it, J-Law. Thank you. The next one is 3 Guys, 6 Balls NFL podcast.
Nice.
Incredible.
It makes sense.
It does. Mathematically, it does make sense. Unless, one of them could be Lance Armstrong. All right, anyways.
Accidents happen.
What's up, guys? Fellow Bucks fan here. What do you guys think about the additions that the Bucks have made so far? And are you concerned about the lack of pass rush additions? What's the plan here?
Trevor?
Yeah, look, I am worried about the Bucks this upcoming season. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Like, I don't hate some of the moves that they've made, but they're putting a lot into David Walker, their 4th-round pick, who they really liked in training camp before he got hurt. Like, they're putting a lot of eggs in his basket to help make this pass rush better. I have been told, industry sources, they were very much in on the Trey Hendrickson market before Trey Hendrickson decided to go to Baltimore. So if Baltimore would not have opened, that spot would have opened up, then I really do think that there's a chance that Trey Hendrickson potentially could have been a Tampa Bay Buccaneer, but he's not. And unfortunately, you're kind of just set to face what's happened here. And Mike Evans is gone. Jamel Dean is gone. Rashad White's no longer on the team either. It does not look better than what it did last year. Now, I like Alex Anzalone. I think it's a good addition for them. They needed more coverage there on the back end, so I do like that addition. And then I'm forgetting one other one. What was the other one that they had?
Did you say Kenneth Gainwell?
No, I didn't say Kenneth Gainwell. So I like Kenneth Gainwell.
Kenny G.
I like those. I like the shout out Kenny G, the jazz master, saxophone master. I I've seen Kenny G in concert. By
No
the way.
way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, okay, I got a lot of questions here. I know this is the perfect time to ask. Nobody cares about anything else.
No, of course.
What's the vibe like? Like, do people
Old.
like roar at the end, or
They're pumped.
is it rude to cheer?
No. Oh, no. There's constant cheering throughout the entire show.
Oh,
And
I love this.
so I saw him in Ocean City, New Jersey. All right. Just right outside of
This is amazing.
south, I think, of where Stone Harbor and like Avalon are. It's where my dad's side of the family used to take vacations when they were kids. And so like we've kind of like kept it going as a family throughout the years as well. So Ocean City, New Jersey, at a concert, it's not an arena, building, I will just say, that is
pavilion?
basically, it wasn't a pavilion because it was fully enclosed. So it wasn't a pavilion.
Damn it.
But it was like right on the boardwalk. No openers, no nothing. Just like 2 hours of Kenny G. Just basically playing every hit he possibly could have. My wife and I, it was my mom and my dad, my wife and I, and then my sister as well, my sister's 11 years younger than me. My wife and I and my sister were the youngest people by 25 years minimum for whoever else was in that arena. But, damn it, the man can play the saxophone.
I bet.
And we're 10 minutes into the show, and he already brings out the big guns. And that is the fact that he can hold a note for forever because he can somehow play the note uninterrupted while breathing through his nose completely normally. So he held a note for like 15 minutes. Like up and down, and was walking around everywhere, and the people were losing it. They were going nuts every time he walked past a row. They were like, "Oh my God, you see what's going on here?" And he just like throughout the entire building. It was a once in a lifetime experience.
That really is, man. Yeah. Kenny G comment could go a long way.
It really can. It really can. I know that over 1,200 people are live watching this right now, so I'm sure that you appreciate that.
And if it's your first time watching or listening to the show, this is a perfect reminder to hit subscribe. Am I wrong? The road to 75,000 continues, folks.
It does. It does indeed. Yes. Where else are you going to get this? Where else are you going to get? You tell me. Maxx Crosby, Ravens, ethical GM move discourse adjacent to a firsthand experience of a Kenny G concert. Where else are you going to get it?
I feel like I've said this on the pod before, and if I haven't, I don't know. But speaking of like being the youngest person in an arena by 25 years, when I was a kid, my dad used to take me to see the Allman Brothers in New York City.
Nice.
And we ran, like Bill Walton was in the crowd once near us, which was
0% surprise. Zero.
Right. It's like
absolutely zero.
My dad was like, oh, like at first he was like so surprised and excited. And then it set in like, of course, Bill Walton is here at an Allman Brothers concert. Where else would he be? So rest in peace to an all-time legend of hoops and classic rock.
We did have a breaking news post, which Tyler the Chef was trying to get us to acknowledge.
As we ignored.
As we completely ignored. And that is that Bradley Chubb is signing a 3-year, $43.5 million deal with the Buffalo Bills. I think this is huge for Buffalo.
Well, they had to get a pass rusher. Now, what Chubb is right now in his stage of his career is a little bit more up for debate. You know, they had Bosa on the 1-year deal last year, and he had some moments. He often kind of breaks down as the season goes on, but I definitely think he had moments for them. And instead of kind of trading a massive trade package for Maxx Crosby or giving out an even bigger deal to a Trey Hendrickson, they try to attack the middle of the market and get Bradley Chubb back to being the guy he was pre-injury, further away from it.
And that's the tough part, right, is that he is beat up quite a bit now, or at least has been recently. I still like the prospects of what Bradley Chubb could be in 2026 over Joey Bosa, who was on the team last year, who is obviously a 1-year sort of mercenary type of pass rusher. I like them going after Bradley Chubb and trying this move more than I like them trying to kind of bring it back with the Joey Bosa who is available. If Khalil Mack would have actually been on the market, that could have been an option for them, but it didn't sound like he was. It felt like he was always going back to the Chargers. But I don't hate this. I mean, you kind of have to try it, right? They're moving more towards a 3-4 defense, and Bradley Chubb's got a lot of experience in a 3-4. He could play as a defensive end in a 4-eye alignment. He could also play as an outside linebacker because he's done both of those things.
Good point.
So I do think that this is a nice scheme add for them, but of course, he's got to stay healthy. He's got to stay healthy there. Some other moves that just kind of happened. John Mechie, Jet legend, signing a 1-year deal with the Carolina Panthers, actually, and he was teammates with Bryce Young when they were both at Alabama. So,
do we have money on that? Just curious, because the Jets actually passed on his $3 million tender to retain him, which surprised me a little bit. So I wonder if he was able to eclipse that number in free agency. Probably not.
We don't have money. I'm assuming that he's just playing for the love of the game, actually, and he's playing for free. You know,
well, screw it.
Yeah. He's just there for the gym membership and the meal plan.
Great cafeteria.
Yeah.
Jedrick Wills making a return. He's on a 1-year deal to the Bears.
I like this for the Bears,
right,
actually.
It's no risk.
No
it's risk
not.
at all.
No, and I love the fact that they brought back Braxton Jones. That was I thought that was also pretty key for them to be able to do that, because Ozzie Trapillo's got the knee injury, so you don't know what's going to happen with him long term there. They have Theo Benedict as well. So to have the options of Theo Benedict, Braxton Jones, now Jedrick Wills, and basically saying like, hey, let the best man win for that left tackle spot, and hopefully you're just playing a numbers game here, and one of those 3 guys is going to be more than serviceable. I'll use the word more than serviceable enough for you. But I like what Chicago's doing. Obviously, losing Drew Dalman sucked, but the trade for Garrett Bradbury, I think, makes a ton of sense, certainly as a scheme fit for Ben Johnson. The Kobe Bryant signing, I think, is a really good one. Kobe Bryant, an underrated part
signing
of that Seattle Seahawks defense. They were going to make changes at linebacker anyways. They go get a guy who had a really good year in Devin Bush in Cleveland last year. I think that the Neville Gallimore signing is interesting. It gives them a little bit more pass rush juice from that spot, but they could definitely use more defensive linemen. Did we do a Bears 3-rounder on Monday?
I don't think so.
Tyler, did we do a Bears? I know we didn't.
No,
we didn't do it. Okay, all right. So
it was on the chat. You want a Bears mock?
You don't gotta ask the chat.
No,
Bears fans always want a Bears mock.
Maybe they don't. Maybe they're like, no, I don't care about the Bears.
Kenny G. Kenny G.
Yeah, I do love the comments that say, go back to Kenny G talk. Amazing.
Let's do it. Let's do a Bears mock. Yeah, let's do it. Especially with offensive tackle here. Everyone who's not a Bears fan is just
like, screw you guys. Kenny G talk instead. Oh, that's good stuff.
PFF Mock Draft Simulator, which, by the way, guys, I will be updating the team needs. Really, I'll do this tonight. I'll do it tomorrow and Friday as well, trying to keep up with a lot of these team needs. So a 3-round mock draft here for the Chicago Bears, of course, before they trade for Maxx Crosby. Let's enter the draft here. Let's see what options we have at 25 where they pick, given their current depth chart now. Long-term at offensive line could still be an option, but I don't think they're taking one at 25 now.
No, maybe deeper in the draft.
You could still go pass rusher at edge, maybe. You could go defensive tackle if you feel good about that, but thoughts right off the bat for 25 here for Chicago.
This is fascinating. So they've added in free agency, like you mentioned. Kobe Bryant's a big add at safety. Byard leaves for New England. Mm-hmm. Tremaine Edmonds goes to the Giants. They bring in Devin Bush. So they've replaced what they've lost. It's going to be interesting to see. Jaquan Brisker, last I checked before we started recording, has not signed yet. So that's their other safety spot.
Yeah.
They've been trying to, retool their O-line for what they lost, which was, of course, Dahlman's retirement. They move on from DJ Moore, but Luther Burden is a tailor-made replacement, ready to step into that. So to me, it still is about the defensive line, in my opinion. When you look at not only stopping the run, but disrupting as well. But we always run into the same problem with the Bears of I don't love Peter Woods right now.
I don't either.
At 25.
And I don't really, obviously it just kind of depends on how this draft ends up flowing, but Caden McDonald is what you want as a player.
I think you're right.
I don't love the value at 25 for him, but he is what you need.
What do the edge rushers look like beyond Cassius Howell because I see him on the board in this spot, and I know we're in a different tier.
I kind of like Howell though.
Yeah, it's a matter of if they think he can play in this defense.
With his hand in the dirt, you're saying?
Yeah.
In a 4-3? I mean, I think he can.
It's weird because it's Cassius Howell and then like bigger edge players. I'm still convinced Zion Young is going to go earlier than where everybody's projecting him. But I think that they need somebody that I think the same for Malachi Lawrence, by the way. I think both of them are just going earlier than people have projected them.
Yeah, so yeah, Peter is making a really good point in the chat. Howell's not a Dennis Allen fit.
There's no way. He
doesn't have the size and the arm length.
That's why I mean, like Zion Young would more in line with them than Howell.
There's just too many edge rushers that I like later and not enough defensive tackles I like later.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm never going to default from taking Caden McDonald in this range because he just makes, in this division, think about what you have to deal with from an interior defensive line standpoint. Like you need guys, and I know they have Gervin Dexter, but you need another guy like this, it feels like.
I think no, you absolutely do. You absolutely do. There wasn't a single player on the Bears' interior defensive line that had a run defense grade above 60 last year. They were playing Grady Jarrett, trying to get work out of him this late in his career. We can take Cade McDonald here. Let's take Cade McDonald and see what we have then at 57. MK in the chat saying DDS deny Dennis Sutton in the second. Second's rich for me with DDS. I know he was a great athlete. He is a big, great athlete. To me, it never manifested on the field. To me, I didn't see that combine athlete on the field nearly enough with him. So the second would be, even though I think that his projection for the NFL could be somewhere between, like late second to the third round, I think a second round pick would be kind of rich for him. I don't know how you feel about that.
I agree. The edge class is just so deep and so good. He kind of fell out of the pack a little bit. Now this spot, once again, they have not brought back Brisker, so they have an opening at safety. And then Akis, who is their type of edge player to a T, fell in this spot.
Low moving cost.
They have a third round pick, the Bears?
They do have a third round pick.
Okay, yeah, I can find a safety in the third round. Oh, they have another second because of the DJ Moore trade. Wild, by the way. Wild that they got a 2, but good for them.
Insane they got a 2.
So I think Akis is the sprint the card in, but then we can attack safety.
Low moving
and I see one that I really, really like, by the way.
Well, if he gets picked by the 49ers or the Texans,
I'm turning off the mock draft.
It's going to be real bad.
Back to Kenny G talk.
Okay, who is the safety?
I want to see the whole board, but I like Trey Stukes a lot.
Ooh. So he played a lot in the slot, but I think a lot of times when you have slot defenders, they're either corner slot defenders or they're safety slot defenders.
Right.
He's very clearly a safety slot defender.
Very clearly.
Which is interesting because he's labeled a CB, and it's funny. Before I did my my full eval of Trey Stukes, I was like, 6'2", 200 pounds? I'm about to watch an outside corner. I watched him for outside corner day, and I turned on his tape, and the first 5 snaps he played was in the slot, and I was like, wait a second, there's no way. And then, sure enough, he basically played all the snaps in the slot. Yeah,
my first line in my report with him is that he's an explosive athlete with a lot of energy and ball skills that started in the slot for Arizona's defense. So let's see the whole. This is a really good safety class. I kind of want to see the whole board. I like him a lot. Jake Golday's still there too. Wow.
The only pushback I would have on Stukes is that they do have Kyler Gordon, who plays a lot in the slot for them, and he's. I feel like he is their nickel guy. Unless Bears fans want to yell at me in the chat and say we don't like Kyler Gordon anymore, but I wonder if there will be other safeties that I will like. Can I see all the?
Yeah, safeties? I want to see the whole board.
So with them getting Kobe plays more of the free safety role. Kamari, I don't hate. I think he's a fit. I think Bud Clark's also a fit.
Bud Clark's tape is very impressive.
If we wanted to wait.
This is a big fall for Golday. by the way.
Somebody said, yeah, it is. We might just have to take Golday and just run with it. Somebody in the chat is saying too early for Genesis Smith. The problem with Genesis Smith is that he doesn't like to tackle.
I am not taking Genesis Smith in the second round.
No. Genesis Smith is a really good athlete. I think he's a firecracker type of a player, brings you a lot of energy, likes to run around the field, does not like to tackle. Well, he shies away from physicality, and that really, really worries me because his report is basically the exact same report as Kalen Bullock, but he doesn't quite have the production on the ball. And Bullock basically landed in a perfect situation where there's so much talent around him on the secondary. He can basically just do what he is good at.
Well, and Trev, you just nailed it. They just brought Kobe Bryant to play the role that he would play.
Yes.
So you're not going to... Kobe Bryant's just better at it. So, yeah, I think we fell into great value with Golday, and I wonder now with that third rounder, like, can I get a Bud Clark or Wheatley in the third round? So
I have other plans for this next pick, but I do think that Golday makes a lot of sense because he could be a TJ Edwards replacement if they're moving on from TJ Edwards, and then he can also play on and off the ball at linebacker. So let's go with Golday there. All right. This next pick at 89, Jake Slaughter, man. Jake Slaughter is a perfect scheme fit. Perfect. He is such a good zone blocking center. He's quick off the ball, really good athlete, multiple years of starting experience. You got yourself Garrett Bradbury, but the plan, I think, it was always, if you weren't going to get Tyler Linderbaum, I think it is get a veteran and then draft a center. This is the exact center that you want. I think him or Sam Hecht, but man, scheme fit wise, I don't know if it gets better than Jake Slaughter for them.
No, this is a great call by you. I kind of overlooked that they're in a bridge year at center. Like they'll be okay, but they also, it'd be nice to kind of get ahead of the curve here. You're getting depth and you're getting who you think could be your starter long term down the line.
Right.
Watching how this center class kind of falls down the board is going to be fascinating with Slaughter, Hecht, Logan Jones, Connor Lew, because it is going to be in this range, I feel like, for a lot of them. We see Lew go at 83rd to the Panthers in this simulated mock draft. Yeah, I like where your head's at. I mean, I'm sure we could have went safety as well, but I have no problem taking Slaughter because this is pretty ideal value as well.
Okay, let's do that. Let's take Slaughter here.
This was a great draft, man. I
think this was an ideal draft, to be honest with you. B+. I like it. I like it.
Pretty good.
See, and now here's the thing. You know, I worry about the overall top-end impact of drafting Caden McDonald at 25. But if you tell me you get to add Caden McDonald, Gabe Akis, Jake Golday within the first 60 picks, and then you get to add a potential starting center in Jake Slaughter at number 90, I feel good about that.
Yeah, and they want this defense to be big, man. Like, the day I had the linebackers, Golday was the first one. Yeah. It is jarring how much of a 90s linebacker build he has. Like a real 6'4", 240 plus.
We got to get the neck roll. We got to get the neck roll on there.
Shrugs for days, but he runs like the wind when he could build up straight line speed. And, you know, we've talked enough about Akis being kind of that jumbo hard-nosed edge as well.
That's a Peter type of a linebacker there for his Chicago Bears. So you're welcome, Peter.
Yeah, this is for you, Peter, literally.
Wow. Oh my gosh, we got another $100 super chat for Bryce.
Bryce again. Bryce is coming for the crown. I didn't want to have to say this, but NFL Stock Exchange presented by Bryce.
Bryce, man, thank you for this.
Yes,
$100 super chat here from Bryce.
Corporate
the super chat
part 2.
I love it. The super chat is, hey Pipsqueaks, second time, long time. Corporate sellout part 2 here. Just wanted to say I didn't think that you boys would duck the Sex Addict Online Dynasty in CFB 26 that we started, but I guess you guys are
awesome.
Too big time with your industry sources or whatever. Hashtag wake up Ortiz, the general manager for the Los Angeles Chargers.
Bryce, I like what the Chargers have done.
We can talk about the Chargers here in a second next. Bryce, I want you to realize we barely see our families.
Oh, I haven't seen mine in months.
At this time of year. We barely see our families. Which, of course, means that, we're down. So restart it.
So down the game.
Yeah, we're absolutely in. This is, no, but in all seriousness, I think a lot of people in the Discord, we had a big video game chat in the Discord. Shout out Destiny 1, the GOAT. We had a long Discord conversation about video games a couple of days ago, and during the summer would love to set up a Madden League, a CFB 26 League. Like, I would love to set up all of this stuff with you guys to where even like throughout the season, we get to, go through a season with you guys. I think that would be a ton of fun. We would love to do that. So if you're interested in this and you're listening to the show, make sure you join the NFLSC Discord. The link to join it will be in the description for this show. We'll put it on our socials and everything, but we're having a good time in there, including creating a full online Dynasty League, like what Bryce is referencing there. So we are down to do it. Just might have to wait till after the draft.
Bryce said, Army user won the Natty in season 1. Dude is a high schooler and wipes the floor with us. That is awesome. That is awesome. I am still... We moved on to CFB 26, but I'm still in the same one I've been in since the game returned with about...
Did you see what Peter just did? I knew. Oh. See, I knew this would happen if you said that.
I didn't instigate
Peter,
any of this.
I want it to be known. I never went back on the sponsorship agreement that we had.
I didn't accuse Peter of being poor. I did not. I didn't accuse Peter of being poor. I want to make that very, very clear.
Peter just said band for band.
That's amazing.
You guys are too kind. Seriously, you are far too kind. We appreciate all you guys. Whether you are supporting the show via Super Chats, whether it's buying hats, whether it's in the Discord, whether it's getting into the chat, whatever it is, we really appreciate all you guys. But specifically today, we appreciate Bryce and Peter. Of course, we got to give them the main shout out. By the way, Connor was not kidding.
Oh my God. Look what we've done. It's like a chicken fight right now.
Okay, all right, okay.
Stop.
All right, stop.
I feel like a draft contest stripper right now.
Donate the money to charity. Stop. This is. Somebody said, "Is this an auction?" Donate the money to charity.
Oh my God, you guys are awesome, man.
You guys are.
We really appreciate it. We promise we will put it to good use for the show, like a boat. Or
the NFLSC yacht, which you guys will all be invited on, of course, for the live show.
Or a studio. We'll see.
Yeah, or a studio, maybe. Yeah. But hey, Connor wasn't kidding before when he talked about we're on the campaign, the road, the journey, the pilgrimage to 75K subscribers by the draft. That's what we're marching towards. If you guys have enjoyed any of the content that we have ever done, whether it is this show, any other show, some mock drafts, some player rankings, some summer scouting, whatever it's been, and you guys aren't subscribed to the show, we would love for you to be a part of the NFLSC Addicts. It's a lot of fun. We'd appreciate you guys. It's a free, easy way to support the show. So if you guys aren't subscribed, we would love for you to be. Appreciate you guys. Are we talking about the Chargers next?
Yeah, let's do it.
Wait, hold on.
Breaking news.
Ooh, Javon Hargrave going to the Green Bay Packers.
Division to division move.
I think it's pretty good.
Division rivals.
Didn't Hargrave get signed last year to the Vikings? Was that a 1-year thing?
Yeah, well, they made some... Well, they still haven't traded Grenard, right?
No, not yet.
Which sounded like that was going to be like the earliest of business, and then nothing happened with that.
I don't know. I always felt like the value was going to be tricky with Grenard because he's a double-digit sack guy. He's proven that for 2 years. But this past year he was hurt. You're going to have to trade for him and probably give him an extension. So what the Vikings are going to want in return for him is probably a second-round pick at the worst. But for a guy who's coming off of injury, getting a little bit older, and you're going to have to give him new money, I don't know if any team's going to be willing to go a second-round pick plus maybe for Jonathan Grenard. So this one, I felt like that one was always going to be a little bit tricky when it came to value. But Javon Hargrave going to the Green Bay Packers, I think, does make sense. They need better interior defensive line play. And it didn't exactly work in Minnesota, but I think it can work in Green Bay.
Yeah, we'll see. And it's not a crazy deal if it doesn't. It's, pretty much. A lot of these structure of deals like this is 1 year with the guaranteed money. So worthy gamble, in quotes. Wait.
Somebody said that
they released Grenard?
No, there's...
No way.
That didn't happen.
That'd be wild.
No way. No, that didn't happen. All right, Chargers. Let's talk about the Chargers here.
Yeah.
I think Chargers fans are... a little upset because the Chargers are sitting here with a lot of money to spend in free agency. They still have $60 million in effective cap space. They brought back Khalil Mack. They brought back Trey Pipkins. They signed a fullback, of course, because Jim Harbaugh, you knew that they were going to do that. They signed Alec Ingold. They signed Charlie Kohler to be their starting inline tight end, while Rondé Gadsden is more of the big slot and receiver type of tight end. So I like that move. And then Tyler Biotish, I think, was a really nice move. If you weren't going to get Tyler Linderbaum, I don't hate this one. Getting Tyler Biotish is a nice move to make sure that you have a different center going into next season. And I don't hate Cole Strange. I think Cole Strange is a decent addition for them at guard, at least as a higher floor. And they re-signed Trevor Penning to be able to play guard for them as well. So in theory, their new offensive line going into next year is Rashawn Slater at left tackle. You've got Trevor Penning at left guard. You have Tyler Biotish at center. You've got Cole Strange at right guard, and then you have Joe Alt at right tackle. Not the worst thing in the world. Could it be better? Yes. But I also am not sure what else they would have done outside of preferring Biotish to Cade Mays and preferring Cole Strange, who I think is probably a better scheme fit to Mike McDaniel's offense than like a Kevin Zeitler.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? And like
Parham and
like not for like Falele. So
no.
Given the
cement blocks on his ankles.
John Simpson maybe, but I think that Cole Strange can be a better scheme fit than John Simpson. So all that to say, I think it's okay what they've done given the realistic expectations for them, but I think that it does get you into the world where you could have a pretty good draft and feel good about the offseason overall. You want to do a Chargers mock really quick?
Yeah, because it's obviously, this is I like some of the things they've done for Mike McDaniel, but Bryce is right. It's not enough, and, it'll only magnify how important the draft will be once again for them.
Joe Don says, yes, finally made a live show for the boys. Appreciate you, Joe Don. Good to have you in the chat. Also, Uncle Phil said falafel instead of filele.
Nice. I like it.
Got him.
Got his ass.
All right, 22. Chargers. So, hey, hold on. We did this on the PFF show. They only have 5 picks. Why don't you pump that bad boy up to 7 rounds?
All
they've
right.
only got 5 picks.
I'm down. First time.
We can run through this. This is the first time we have done a 7-round mock here on the show. Got to warm up the muscles because we do have the 7-round marathon mock draft coming at some point.
Roll the neck, roll the traps, stay loose.
Got to stay loose,
Gonna
baby.
be here a
All
while.
right, let's get into it. 22. Oh, how close to Spencer Fano or Vega Wane?
Not.
Vega Wane was picked 18th to the Vikings. Spencer Fano, 13th to the Rams. Damn you.
It's a good bit of business.
Snead.
Yeah.
That is good business. So I think wide receiver is an area that's interesting here for the Chargers because they're losing Keenan Allen. They have Quentin Johnson. They have Ladd McConkey.
Trey Harris.
They have Trey Harris. Do you think about Jordan Tyson? Does he become your wide receiver 1?
I mean, I think he's good enough to, absolutely.
I do too.
The question is, do they wait? Can I see their picks? What are their slots across the board?
1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 6th.
It feels like their receivers are good enough if they add a vertical, like a true vertical threat. And I don't know if we need to do that at 22.
Can I throw an option out?
Pitch me something.
Leather helmet.
It's not nuts at all.
Akeem Messidor.
It's not nuts.
Come on, baby. Uncle Phil is pumping me up in the chat. Select your son. My fully adult old son, Unk's son, Akeem Messidor. One of the best pure pass rushers that we have in this draft. He's 25 years old, but good run defender, phenomenal with his hands. I think his game translates very, very well to the NFL level. I think he's an immediate pass rush plus for them and a team that's really looking to win right away. I wonder if we go Akeem Messidor here and then we kind of see, do we get lucky? Is Chase Bisontis available at 55? Do we have another offensive lineman that could be available at 55 or 86? Like Pregnant, I don't think he's getting there, but I think Bisontis maybe has a chance to get there.
It feels like if we take interior here, it's reaching.
Interior O-line?
Yeah.
I agree. I would rather pick Messidor.
We would have loved it like you opened with Fano or Venga, but that didn't happen, and then it's a little bit of a gap. So I would go Messidor. Him and Khalil Mack are the same age, so it's perfect.
Yeah, and Joey's also a really good point here. Messidor played with Brady at Michigan, of course. People do forget that.
That was his first stop before the transfer portal existed.
Let's take Akeem Messidor.
Yeah, go with Messidor.
Okay. All right, Messidor to the Chargers.
Like grenade said, Messidor.
Boom, baby!
Tecmo Bowl.
You love when the draft plays out like that.
That worked out really well.
Let's go.
Run in the Basantis card, starting guard.
Let's go, baby. God, I feel good about that. Man, I feel alive.
Yeah, that really got you. Like you've never been more back.
Woo!
Okay.
Akeem Messidor and Chase Basantis for the Chargers. We are living.
Let me see the receivers. I want to see if my little wait for a vertical guy strategy.
You can pick. You can pick whoever you want. You know what? You can pick whoever you want. I'm lighting up a cigar. I'm lighting up a cigar. I'm lighting up a cigar for this.
Your smoke alarms just go, yes! Oh my god. You know what? I'll join you. I'll do the same thing. Get my little case that's ironically right under my desk. Yeah, it's time.
When you get Akeem Messidor and Chase Basantis for the Chargers, it's just the Arnold Schwarzenegger meme, just the smoke pillowing in everywhere.
Oh man, take out the real fancy lighter for this.
I'm not lighting this. I'm not burning my house on fire. But
oh man,
the point stands. The point stands, folks. Who are the receivers that we had actually? Oh, Bryce Lance.
That was where my mind went. If you want the athlete type, right? But it's almost like you can. Well, what's their next pick?
123.
Do we get extra cheeky here and wait again? It worked out for us absolute kings last time.
What's the other position that we would hit?
I would probably just think BPA, but who's available here? It's not really that awesome, honestly.
Huh. We actually have guards that I don't mind.
You know what's sneaky for them? Not pressing now, but at some point of the draft, I'd like to see it. Mm-hmm. With the way and the style Amarian Hampton runs and how much Mike McDaniel runs the ball.
Yeah.
Depending what you think of Kamani Vidal, they can use another real legit running back in this group.
So I agree, but I feel like I would want one that's really good in the passing game because I think no matter what, they would really help as receivers. Can we see running backs? Is there somebody specifically? Oh, like Le'Veon Moss, I would really like as a receiving back.
There you go.
But obviously, we don't have to pick him.
Also,
now.
Emmett Johnson can be a receiving back. When he was asked to do it, he was great at it in Nebraska. But you're right. We don't have to do this right now. This is probably more business of the next pick if we want to go like Bryce Lance now or just straight BPA also works here too for me.
What safeties are available? Because right now they've got RJ Mickens, they have Elijah Molden, and then that is it. Oh. Rayshon Benny's still there, though. He's great as an interior defensive lineman. Really reliable. I just did his full profile this morning, actually. Man. I actually think that I'd take Rayshon Benny here at 86. I think especially for a 3-4 odd front, when him as a defensive end type of a player, and Deshaun Hand's a free agent. They have Justin Eboigbe, but it's Jamari Caldwell, it's Tier Tart. I actually like going Rayshon Benny here.
Harbaugh did recruit Benny. Benny was there from 2021 to 2025.
Yeah, there we go. The Harbaugh connection as well. By the way, Joe Don with a $50 super chat. Congrats, Connor and the wife. Being a dad is the best, and you will be a great one. So wanted to make sure that we read that.
Oh, thank you. That's really nice, Joe Don. Truly, truly appreciate that. It's nice to get a really wholesome comment in between everybody making fun of my man purse for cigars.
I didn't.
It was a gift. A really nice gift.
This one was a gift.
Hey, I'm proud of it. I have no shame. You kidding me? What we talk about on this podcast?
Yeah. Don't have shame for it.
I like where you went with Rayshon Benny. That definitely makes sense.
Or the Godfather. I think Rayshon Benny or the God. To be honest, though, I think
more beef.
I think my grade on Benny is slightly higher.
Hold on, sneaky one. I'm pulling the Trevor and totally swerving this thing off the highway.
Okay.
I would imagine they bring back Tony Jefferson. Okay. And I really like RJ Mickens. I thought he was one of the better values of the draft last year. But I would take Bud Clark here and get another younger player in my safety room. Yeah.
You take him at 86?
I would. Him or Wheatley. Both work for me.
I think both of those guys are nice.
Because
I think I'd take Wheatley over Clark.
More size, Wheatley, I think. Or he'll end up being the bigger player over time based on their frames.
Okay, let's take Zakee Wheatley.
Didn't Trev tell Connor to pick whoever he wants like 4 minutes ago?
It was a false promise. It always is. 123 now. Your boy Jaysean Barnum, don't hate.
Yeah. Also another
brings up the
actually no, he might have transferred there after Harbaugh. Also goes back to your thought about interior D-line again. Like who fell?
See, Bud Clark was there. I knew it. No, I don't know if he's going to be there.
It's a tough one to get a read on the range.
Could take Trey Zune and just have both Texas A&M guys that are going to play on the interior at the next level. Your boy J.C. Davis is here as well. I don't totally hate that.
He's also like that nasty in the run game that I feel like Harbaugh would really, really like, depending what McDaniel thinks of his athletic profile for the scheme.
Yeah. Let's honestly, I kind of like running back, though.
Chad is all about Jacoby Lane. I'm with you on running back. I would run in Emmett Johnson.
I could go Emmett Johnson here. No, well, what was his receiving profile? I feel like off the top of my head, it wasn't great.
I liked his pass catching.
Did you?
Tape.
Okay. All right.
He caught 46 passes this year.
Okay, that's not bad. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and they had him do some stuff where it wasn't just like swing pass and chip and release. Like there's some bigger route tree stuff there in that offense with him.
All right, let's take Emmett Johnson and then probably just best player available there at the last pick.
So did we? We took Wheatley. Okay.
Yeah. Is there? I don't hate Oscar Delp, honestly. Just a depth tight end. Daquan Wright as well. I mean, just a big ass tight end. Dude can play on the line of scrimmage.
I'm looking at their. Interesting. They could fit another tight end on this roster. I didn't realize Tyler Conklin's already a free agent. They bring in Kohler and they have Gadsden, so they would just need that third guy.
I say we take Delp. He gives you like fullback. He gives you like fullback also on the line of scrimmage responsibilities. Let's take Oscar Delp here.
And he can develop because they have guys in those roles already that they paid.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Somebody in the chat said big ass tight end. Yeah, you heard me. You heard what I said.
You betcha.
Yeah. Hakeem Messidor, Chase Basantis, Zakee Wheatley, Emmett Johnson, Oscar Delp. Love the first two picks. Third, fourth, sixth round, I don't mind. I feel like we got impact players there. Would have liked to get a heavier defensive lineman at some point, but I think we chose Zakee Wheatley over going with Rayshon Benny, and then the board just didn't fall for us to do so. But there we go. That's a Chargers mock draft for you guys. I'm going to talk about draft risers, and then we're going to read some super chats. Sound good?
That sounds good to me.
All right. Every week on draft risers, folks, we're highlighting players climbing up draft boards as teams get deeper into the evaluation process. These are guys that are rising because decision makers are getting more confident in the full profile, not just chasing the traits. A player who has both the traits to chase and also the full profile is great is, of course, Sonny Styles, the linebacker from Ohio State, who we've been focusing on here for this edition of Draft Risers, because anytime that an off-ball linebacker rises all the way into the top 5, you've got to talk about him. The interviews apparently were phenomenal, and I wonder if the floor for him is still the New York Giants at number 5 overall. When you are trying to identify risers like that, it's not about guessing. It's about having better tools, better data, and better process. That same approach applies to when you are making decisions with your own money as well. If you guys want to make smarter picks with your portfolio, Tasty Trade gives you the advanced tools and data to do so. You guys can trade stocks, options, futures, and so much more all in one platform. You could use features like active trader mode, one-click trading, smart order tracking. The platform also includes back testing and risk analysis tools to help you plan ahead and manage risk. Tasty Trade offers low commissions, including $10 cap per leg on option trades, so you guys can keep more of what you earn. They also offer dozens of educational courses for you guys to access for free with your account. Visit tastytrade.com/PFF today. Tasty Trade Incorporated is a registered broker-dealer and member of FINRA, NFA, and SIPC. Eric DeCosta said that after losing their starting center, Tyler Linderbaum, to the Raiders, they were interested in pairing together Trey Hendrickson and Maxx Crosby, but Crosby's medical exam put an end to that discussion. I don't believe you. I don't believe you, brother. But hey, you got to say what you got to say to make sure you get to hold on to all your draft picks and you don't get punished for it. So
he's yapping through it.
He is.
What else can you do at times like these?
Yeah.
There's really two paths.
You can only tweet through it. We can only all tweet through it.
You either tweet through it or you remain silent, and he chose the yapping path, which is fine.
That is true. Super chats.
Yeah, let's rock and roll.
Damn, Peter said that's more cap than Trevor hitting legs.
Oh my God. Peter's not thrilled with your accusations that Bryce is now the presenting sponsor of the show.
Whoa. Hold on. Wait a second.
I'm just saying.
Anakin Skywalker, this whole thing was your idea. Hold on.
Oh, boy.
Okay. Super chats. Let's run through them. You got the first one?
Yes, all the way back to the top with Mojal.
Mm-hmm.
How many updates did Trev make on the mock draft simulator the last 2 days?
Yeah, a lot.
Trevor.
And it's going to continue over the next couple of days because I'm trying to make sure that
you
that
have to feel like Bruce Almighty answering prayers via email when these things happen.
That's actually a good comp.
Like I'm very, very OCD, shocking. And it would drive me, having your job I don't know if I'd sleep well at night this week. Just feeling the need that so many things need to be updated nonstop.
I feel like I've made a lot of references here on this show, but have you seen you've seen Peaky Blinders, right?
Oh yeah.
You've seen the clip where he's like, it's essentially, I've learned something, Francis. There's no rest for me in this world. Perhaps in the next. It's kind of how I feel when it's draft season.
It's you right now.
Updating all of these. Caleb, $5 super chat. Can you give me a 30 long Can you give me 30 long seconds, not quick seconds, 30 long seconds on the Cowboys offseason so far? I mean, I feel like they haven't made big splashes. I mean, the offense has been basically the same as what it was last season. I mean, you're bringing back Javonte Williams, which I think is a pretty good move for them. The receiving core is the same. You tagged and brought back George Pickens, which I like. You needed to do that because he was so good for you. They added Rashawn Gary. I think Rashawn Gary might not be super helpful for you, but you're moving on from Clowney. You needed somebody who could play that sort of like heavy-handed strength defensive end role while hopefully Donovan Izaraku takes the next step. You really didn't address linebacker very much at all.
That's the weird one.
Yeah, but I do like the Jalen Thompson signing for them, although safety and corner still remains needs. So linebacker, safety, corner still remain the biggest needs for the Cowboys. So just not a lot has changed. It's kind of status quo, but I don't hate the roster. It's not the worst roster in the world. There's 30 long seconds on the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, upgrade at linebacker, which they're going to probably do in the draft if they don't bring in a veteran here. But it's been solid for Dallas so far. Jake McMillan, Jets fan from Central Indiana here. I'd love to know that backstory, Jake.
Okay.
Each day is a different hell. How do we feel about Dylan Parham filling that guard spot? In all honesty, it's fine.
Did they get Parham?
They got Parham right before we started recording.
Oh, that's good.
They had an opening at left guard. He's an average starter at left guard. They'll draft another interior offensive lineman in the draft, but it's Olu, Parham, Josh Myers, Tippmann, Membu. And this is the guarantees in this deal were wild. I was just reading it's like a 1-year, $7 million deal. Mm-hmm. So it's fine. They needed to replace John Simpson, and they did.
King G, do I watch live or do I start from the beginning? Hashtag Giants. Always start from the beginning. We got to get that watch time up. That's what we're trying to do here.
Thank you, King G.
Nemo Sports, $50. I don't know what currency this is, but I'm just going to celebrate it.
That's the sex addict's currency, SEK.
Ravens hired Joe Burrow with a fake mustache and glasses to do the medical. Love the show, boys. Keep it up. That's not a bad strategy. Sports. Not a bad strategy.
Dan, thank you for the super chat as well, and thank you for the donation. No words, just vibes.
All right, hey, maybe it's just supporting the show, which we appreciate, Dan. Thank you. I think this is for you, Connor.
The Sports Debate Arena.
Yes.
The 5 I owe for telling Harbaugh don't take love. P.S. Connor, do you feel sadistic glee seeing DJ trap the Colts after your Jets fleece them for sauce? I don't feel sadistic glee.
An incredible string of words, though.
Yes, you'd be a very good writer, Sports Debate Arena.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
You should maybe write some books. No, it's definitely aging well, and I love Sauce, and Sauce is still a great player. It's just a matter of where the Jets are as an organization. Where we'll see what happens. It's a tough division, man. Like, you got Jacksonville humming, you got the Texans humming. Tennessee's going to be better. It's going to be really interesting to see where that pick ends up, and they already got really good returns on the pick in this draft from the Colts.
Mitch, $2 super chat says Connor's son already has longer arms than Cassius Howe. Could be true.
Could be true. Stay tuned.
Matthew, $2 super chat. Chargers fans, don't freak out. Hashtag in Ortiz, we trust. And hopefully the mock draft that we did.
Bolt up is like here.
I know. Ryan's the next one. $5 super chat. Guys, what are the Chargers doing? Are we saving our cap for a rainy day? I said this on the PFF show as well. You got to remember, it's not like if you don't use it, you lose it type of thing with cap space. If the free agency market is not what you want it to be, you don't have to spend that. You could take that into next year if the pro market looks a lot better next year. I think the Chargers could also be looking to save some of their money for maybe after June 1st. Like, I talked about this with Dalton on the PFF show. A.J. Brown gets a lot more movable after June 1st. A lot more movable. So have you talked to Philly and they're like, we are not trading him before June 1st? And they're like, all right, we'll hit you up on June 2nd then.
Right.
Like that could be something that they are trying to save a little bit of money on as well. But you don't just want to spend your money on guys that aren't going to be worth it.
Right, just go out there and spend just to spend. Slice Dice, I need a Commander's 100cc of glaze stack. Commanders have been busy.
Are we doing a Commanders mock?
I would fire one up.
All right. Washington Commanders mock. It's a good segue into doing it. Because the Commanders, let's see. I actually like a lot of the moves. The Leo Chanel signing was awesome for them.
Good value on that one.
Oh, they signed Chiggy Conquo. I didn't know that at tight end.
Yeah, they're getting Chiggy with it today. Everyone loves that one.
Yeah, everybody does.
It's terrible.
They signed Odafe Owe. They signed Caleb Chason. They signed Leo Chanel. They signed Nick Cross. They signed Amik Robertson. Also Tim Settle. I like all of these moves for them. All of those moves, I think, improve this team.
And besides Owe, they're not wild deals.
No, they're not. And they're also the favorites for Brandon Ayuk, like the runaway favorites at this point.
Yeah, that's not shocking.
So if you add Brandon Ayuk to this as well, that's a hell of an offseason for Washington for like the second year in a row of them adding all sorts of new bodies to the team.
All right, Commanders mock. Let's have at it.
I think they only have a first and a third round pick. I don't know if I want to go beyond that because I don't know how many day 3 picks they have. Let's see. Commanders. First, third, fifth. All right, let's do 5 rounds. Let's do 5. Yeah, so we can get 3 picks in there. Do we get Jeremiah Love?
We can, and I love it, but we could also get Sonny Styles.
Yeah, but now that they have Frankie Louvu and Leo Chanel,
I know.
I love Sonny Styles. I just think that it's Jeremiah Love here.
I mean, it'd be pretty sick.
Because I'm under the impression that Brandon Ayuk, if he still wants to play football, like is going to be a member of the Commanders. And then you would have Jaden Daniels, you'd have Jeremiah Love, you'd have Terry McLaurin, you'd have Brandon Ayuk. It's pretty slick.
It is. It is electric. right? When you look at that backfield, the diversity of the run game could be totally insane.
He totally changes everything for them, I think.
And Jaden is really, really good at like throwing touch passes to running backs too, where it's you can fully utilize that aspect of his game. I mean, can be your Gibbs kind of player in this offense.
So Jatari in the chat is right. Aren't Luvu and Chanel kind of the same attacking Sam linebackers that are always moving forward kind of mold? Yes, I think they are. But I mean, you signed them. So clearly I think that they're going to try to make both of those guys a little bit more in coverage with maybe each of them.
Yeah, I mean, Luvu's money is really not insane where it matters enough if you love Styles. It's not. I think it's just a matter of
on from him.
No, but I think it's a 1 year aspect of it versus when you're drafting at this point, you're thinking of the next 4. But that also emphasizes the point of Jeremiah Love.
I would take Love because if they didn't sign Chanel, I think I would have taken Styles here. But with them signing Chanel, I would take Love.
Yeah, let's go Love. I think there's a world where he just ends up as the number 1 player in this class for me. So all right, the long way to 71.
Yeah. Let's see.
Open their roster again.
Yeah, what else do they need after this? Not sort of defensive tackle, but not really.
No, they need another receiver.
Well, if they have Brandon Ayuk, they won't.
Yeah, if he's interested in playing football again, not speeding past the 49ers stadium during the season.
Well, sure, you're not wrong. I'm assuming that if we're factoring him in, that he would want to play football again.
Yeah. They are dangerously thin at receiver.
What's the best player available that we have here? Wait a second. Do they need Sam Hecht now? Nick Allegretti's on Our Lads depth chart as their center, but they cut Tyler Biadasz.
Right, and Chris Paul's a free agent at left guard.
Free agent. They have Brandon Coleman. They have Andrew Wiley, who could potentially play guard for them. But are they super cool with Allegretti playing center for them?
It's a good question.
Because if not, I feel like Sam Hecht would be perfect for them.
Right, and the bottom line is they need interior offensive line help.
Yeah, and he's there.
It can't just be Allegretti like written in. I think you're right. I think Sam Hecht is absolutely in this conversation right now, and hopefully they could bring back Chris Paul on a low-level deal to just keep him at left guard. He's a good pass protector.
What was Sam Hecht's measurables? What did he weigh in at? Oh, so he weighed in at over 300 pounds. Okay. He's 303.
And you said this during Senior Bowl week. His anchor was wildly impressive.
Man. As long as he's around or above 300 pounds, I feel pretty good about him. Let's take him. Let's do
Sam Hecht.
Yeah, and then the 5th round pick, we'll see.
Tough not having draft capital.
No.
What do we got at receiver? I like Kevin Coleman.
Ooh, Kevin Coleman. Nice. Tyron Montgomery. Also don't hate as a 5th round pick.
No, I don't.
Your boy Eric Rivers.
Eric Rivers, speed demon.
They kind of have that with Jalen Lane, though.
Yeah, I don't think you're taking that kind of guy again.
Yeah, and
I feel like Luke McCaffrey just hasn't done enough where Kevin Coleman can kind of take that sort of spot.
Okay, all right, let's take it. Let's take Kevin Coleman here. Get another receiver. There we go. Washington Commanders mock.
Yep.
So I'm assuming that Ayuk is on this team and he wants to play football again.
He gets out of his car and goes into the stadium.
With that being the case, I mean, you went very heavy on defense and free agency. It means you can go very heavy on offense in the way that they did here. I think the Sam Hecht's the future for them at center. I think Jeremiah Love's a difference-making franchise type of a running back for them. Kevin Coleman can play in the slot, while Ayuk and Terry McLaurin play on the outside. I think that this really kickstarts Washington back into their winning ways like they were in 2024. So I like this haul.
All right, back to Super Chat Mania. Trying to find our place here. Okay. Shelton.
Hold on. Max said, Trevor, why does PFF say that Jamal Adams is a Jet? I'm scared. I don't know. I don't
He's not, so don't worry.
Okay,
but I understand the scare.
Connor would know a lot more than me, but I don't think that he is.
No, he's not.
All right.
He's not. Blast from the past. Shelton, thoughts on Pounders signing Fortner, starter or competition with the rookie? Lou or Slaughter at 83, pros and cons of both players. Wow, this is like really how you lay out the multi-part. I've never been a Fortner guy going back to the draft.
Yeah.
And it hasn't really gone great, so I would lean.
They needed somebody, though.
But they did. You lose Cade Mays, which is tough.
Yeah.
I would think they're going to use the draft to feed that pipeline.
Lou or Slaughter at 83, I would say Connor Lou makes more sense for them because they like to be much more of a man and power run blocking scheme type of a team, especially with, Damian Lewis and Robert Hunt there at the guards. I would take Lou because of that. I think Slaughter's really nice if you're running a lot more like mid and outside zone stuff. If you're really moving the line of scrimmage, if you're getting out to the sideline, you're pulling players constantly. I think you feel pretty good about Slaughter because he's pretty good on the hoof. But Connor Lou brings you a little bit more power, so I think he's more of what the Panthers have been gravitating towards.
Chris Fish, what happened to Tyreek Sapp? Did the little brother take the controller back this past year?
I don't get the second half of that reference, but Tyreek Sapp was exactly what I feel like he has always been for Florida. I always felt like he is a heavy-handed tweener type of a 4-eye, 3-4 defensive end and maybe a 5 technique defensive end, but he has never really given anybody reason to believe that he is going to be a prolific pass rusher. He's going to win with power. He's not going to attack the outside shoulders consistently. He's just a guy who's going to defend the run really well for you. I still think he can do that, but you got to understand what you're drafting there. To me, that's more of a mid-round pick, much more likely an early day 3 type of a player.
Big news, breaking news. The New York Giants bring back Evan Neal. Yep. The return, everybody. First, Geno Smith back with the Jets. Evan Neal back with the Giants. All's right in the world. Joe Shane is cooking.
Why?
It is strange because it feels like that.
Why?
The chat is not liking this.
I mean, that is a textbook situation of just let the player go. You drafted him 7 or 5?
I think 5.
You drafted him 5 overall. Just let him go. Let the past be the past.
Well, he had the choice.
Never think about it again. Who had the choice?
Evan Neal, I would imagine.
No, he shouldn't have had the choice. That's what I'm saying. He shouldn't have had the choice.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, boy. Giants,
Why
they still need a guard pretty badly. I'm kind of surprised they've sat out that market so far. I know they were in on AVT, but they didn't get it done. So,
by the way, he did go 7.
7. So Kayvon was 5th.
You led me astray.
I did. I just said, yeah, sure.
You ruined the clip. There
it was all part of my master plan.
Yeah. That's not great. Alex, back to the Super Chats. $5 Super Chat. Would love to hear your thoughts on the Saints' move so far, what they might look for in the draft. #whodat. So the Saints have not addressed wide receiver at all, I don't believe. But I do like getting David Edwards from Buffalo. I think that really rounds out the offensive line. You feel really good about the offensive line. I like the Noah Fant addition. I think that him and Juwan Johnson can be a really good combination there. Getting Travis Etienne, I think, was really, really important for them because Alvin Kamara is not the same back that he used to be. So you needed to get a difference-making back. And if they were losing faith that Jeremiah Love was going to get to them at number 8 or they wanted more flexibility there, I like the addition of Travis Etienne there. I like them getting a linebacker in Caden Ellis. I think that that's really important for them, especially after losing to Mario Davis, who I really did not think that they were going to lose. I felt like he was going to be a Saint for the rest of his career, but back where it all began with the New York Jets now for him. I think that they still need to get better along the defensive line. I think they need to get better at wide receiver. I think those are the 2 spots that make the most sense for them. They also brought back their punter and Ryan Wright, so shout out punters everywhere.
I agree with everything you said. I think that they've done a good job plugging up some holes that gives them a little more flexibility for the draft, but they're I mean, they're going to be a team talked about with Carnell Tate and the wide receivers at the top of this draft. They still need some more disruptive presences up front. You know, Demario Davis was there forever, and they move on from him. They do get Caden Ellis, who can do a little bit of rushing the passer and playing off the ball, which will be interesting in this front. So, are you looking at the next one?
No, I'm looking at the chat because Sports Debate Arena said, I just came back for the worst thing to happen in human history, which I assume was the Evan Neal contract.
It is shocking because it's talked about a lot here in the New York market. Like the radio shows always talk about how colossal of a mistake that was. Joe Shane gets criticized for it. Evan Neal's had, some interest. He had a comment about somebody flipping burgers. I forget what it was. Like you're right.
Yeah.
You're right, Trev, where it's like you kind of think both sides just need to get away from each other.
100%.
This feels
100%.
like going back to a very bad relationship.
Yeah, it's silly. Sully with the $5 super chat said, sorry if this is a dumb question, but I have a giant ass head, and unfortunately my hat doesn't fit me.
That's wild.
How do I return it?
It's an adjustable hat, Sully.
How do I return it so another addict can have it? Sully, it would be more work for you to return it and me to give it to somebody than it would for you to just give it to one of your friends. Like that's probably the best way to do that. I am sorry that the hat doesn't fit you. Sully, you are in the chat all the time. You're watching all the shows. We really appreciate you. I'm very sad that the hat does not fit you. That stinks.
Yeah, me too. We gotta look into this.
I know. We gotta get
one size fits all is one of life's lies. That's why
Apparently
they changed it to one size fits most.
Did they really?
A lot of places say one size fits most now because
first Evan Neal gets resigned, and now it's one size fits most. I mean,
what next?
What's next? What are you going to tell me that Pizza Hut's no longer a buffet? Is that next? Is that what's next? Are you gonna tell me that Toys R Us is closing?
Yeah, Blockbuster no more.
Yeah, can you imagine? I mean, can you even imagine?
Kids now not experience the majestic feeling of walking into Toys R Us or Blockbuster is like everything is so online and delivered. But those are, I don't know, those are memories that are hard to like, that does stink. I get why they don't exist brick and mortar anymore, but still.
I remember when I was a kid and Pokemon cards were just starting to blow up.
Man.
And a couple of my friends had already had Pokemon cards and everything. And so it was like, the week after, whatever. I ended up convincing my parents to take me to Toys R Us to go get, because it wasn't just like collecting the cards. It was also, like battling, right? It was like you had the deck and everything. And I remember going to Toys R Us to buy one of the first like starter packs that came with the, whatever 40 cards or whatever the minimum was to play the card game. And I remember that every one of these like starter packs came with a holographic Machamp. And I remember opening that up and seeing, like, it is a vivid memory to me, like to this day, of looking at that pack and those cards and feeling that emotion. And it is like, I know that we talk about, that all the time of like, oh, these kids these days will never understand. But like, that is peak vivid memory of joy that I had at a Toys R Us.
Dude, I'm with you all the way. I don't know, it's something that's just not replaceable. And that's why when, like, you remember when NBA Top Shot became a thing?
Yes.
I was just like, I try to be adaptable to a lot of new things and understand it. But the idea of digital assets, digital collectibles, was one thing I just sat here and I was like, just no way. Yeah. No way is this ever going to be a sustainable thing. Wild times.
Wild indeed. All right, what's the next super chat?
I'm so far lost in the chat right now.
Oh, sorry, hold on, I got the next one. Major Hawks coverage. What's Seattle getting if they sign Rachaad White? Somebody who, I think Rachaad White's got decent vision, especially behind, what was he? He was better behind zone blocking schemes, I believe. I think he was the one who was better behind zone blocking schemes, and they were kind of trying to run it for him. And then Bucky was way better under man and gap scheme run blocking concepts between the tackles, and then the Bucs started to go much more towards that. So more zone blocking scheme stuff, which I think fits what Seattle has run recently. I know Kubiak's not there, but he's a pretty good third down back as well. Has some pretty soft hands in the receiving game. So third down responsibilities, which I think fits pretty well with what Seattle could already have.
J Money.
Yeah.
Commanders free agent moves plus drafting Lover Styles equals Super Bowl. Well, we confirmed that today. Super Bowl for the Commanders. They took Jeremiah Love in our mock draft. Jonathan, is Kyler to the Vikings his only landing spot? I feel like the Steelers should get involved. And is DK cooked, or was Rodgers / the offense the issue?
Oh, I don't think DK's cooked.
I never watched DK this year and thought he looks cooked. Now, I think Kyler wants to go start phase 2 of his career with Kevin O'Connell on a good team that he can win the job from JJ McCarthy. The Steelers, until they decide they're not in the Aaron Rodgers business, why would someone go there? And they clearly are in the Aaron Rodgers business.
I like the scheme fit for Kyler with McCarthy.
Right. Yeah.
Especially in theory with, DK Metcalf and Michael Pittman Jr. and Roman Wilson. I think that's a good spot for Kyler, but I think he wants to work with Kevin O'Connell. So.
Yep. And he knows he's better than JJ McCarthy right now.
He indeed does. Unfortunately, I think a lot of quarterbacks do. Jake, $5 super chat. I got a hat. It's dope. Love to hear that. We needed the bounce back here. We needed the bounce back for the morale for the hats. I'm a fan of taking players that I'm confident will be good as soon as possible. Ruben Bain, in my opinion, why doesn't he get the hype at 2 anymore? I think he just doesn't get the hype at 2 anymore. Connor, you can elaborate on this a little bit more, but I think it's more because of the scheme as well.
Right.
It's because of the scheme. They're running more of a 3-4. Now, I think Ruben Bain could absolutely be both a 4-eye type of a player and an outside linebacker, but it just doesn't feel as though the league is viewing him as highly with the shorter measurables and all that kind of stuff. I'd take Ruben Bain at 2. I have not varied from I have not varied from that at all whatsoever. I would take him at 2, but it just doesn't feel like the NFL agrees.
It would be funny after all of this that the Jets surprise us and you hear Ruben Bain called number 2 on draft night and you're like, wow, we overthought that one because he's such a good player. But I think you're on it. I think it's a scheme related situation, and they think Arbel and Bailey fit that a little more. How about Peter chiming in with $100?
He's going band for band. He's going band for band with Bryce. You guys are out of control. You guys are out of control.
True Bears fashion, 4th and 26. Save my best for the end. We can go band for band. This is still PFF in all seriousness. I couldn't be more happier for you, Connor. Congrats, brother. Wishing you all the best. I love you too, Trevor. Can I get a Go Bears? Blessings.
Hey, Go Bears, baby.
Go Bears.
For $100 super chat.
Thank you, Peter.
You can get a Go Bears. Yeah. Peter Football Focus. Like you said. Still
Peter Football Focus forever.
Evan, $20 super chat. Is there a concern Mekhi Lemon slides after the combine? He acted very snake-like in his interview process.
Like Littlefinger?
Snakes are known for not having hands. Interesting.
Like Cobra, Viper,
like House Slytherin?
Or Gardner snake. Yeah.
Look, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
So,
I don't care about how Mekhi Lemon looks at the camera in his interview process. I just don't care.
Did I text you this or did I say it on the show? When he came over to the PFT set, so at the Combine, I have my set for NBC, and it's obviously next to the other NBC set, which is Pro Football Talk, Florio and Sims. He was awesome, totally normal. Like nothing like the podium where he was like a little intense and laser-eyed. And if you want to see Mekhi Lemon, like go on YouTube and watch that interview with Sims. You'd be like, oh, I love Mekhi Lemon. So I don't know.
Shameless company man right there.
Yeah, it was. Wow, it is.
Yeah, see, look, I get it. Yeah, I get it. It's intimidating, but I'd rather have my wide receiver look at me like that. Because that's how he's going to look at the ball. Because that's how he's going to look at the ball in the air 45 yards down the field with a game on the line. And that's how he's going to look at the Matthew Stafford pass when it's coming into his hands after he gets drafted by the Rams at 13.
I see the vision. Lou Giordano, have the Jets reached full BPA mode other than wide receiver? They're getting pretty close. Mm-hmm. They went with the volume approach in free agency where they don't have these like glaring needs. You get Parham today, so they're going to take an interior offensive lineman, but they don't have to in the first round. Yeah, they're getting close. They need a number 2 wide receiver really badly, though.
$10 super chat from, I believe this is Tampa Lampa is how you say this.
I like that.
What's up, guys? Start bench cut. Okay, so it's the Panthers here. So this is draft strategies for the Panthers. 19 and 51 are the Two pick options. Caleb Banks at 19 and Maxx at 51. Cade McDonald at 19 and Jacob Rodriguez at 51. Caleb Lomu at 19 and Eli Stowers at 51.
Oh, man. It's set up really well because I like certain things about each one, which is the point.
Yeah.
I think the best combination player talent-wise is McPounder and Jacob Rodriguez, Caden McDonald and Jacob Rodriguez. I don't like just ignoring offensive line, which is what that one does.
Yeah. I think my answer would actually be the first one.
Banks and Ihanachor.
And Banks is a massive risk, but because the Panthers also have Cam Jackson as well, who they drafted last year, who I think is like a forgotten man, but
right.
Cam Jackson's strong as hell. Caleb Banks is just a crazy athlete. You still have Bobby Brown, you still have Tershawn Wharton, you still have Derek Brown. I think you feel pretty good about that defensive line, and then I think Maxx has got starting offensive tackle talent. So to get him at 51, I think that would be my answer there.
I'll start Caden McDonald and Jacob Rodriguez. I'll bench the one you went with, Banks and Ihanachor. I will cut the Stowers one and Lomu because I don't think they need that kind of tight end again.
We got another $100 super chat from Long This. The war between Bryson and Peter has ended.
It's like the elimination chamber.
They have shaken hands, yes. But Long This with $100 super chat. Thank you, man.
Thank you,
you guys are extremely. Peter said a new opponent has arrived from the horizon,
and it's a faceless man.
What is that? Yeah, it is. It's true.
I really respect like this kind of introduction.
I know. The super chat is, do you think that the Rams have covered their needs so that 13 can be a toy for McVay, or
F them picks for Snead?
F them picks for Snead. That's funny. And what pick and what is that? It's cut off on my screen.
And best trade in those cases for 13.
In those cases for 13.
Well, I'll answer yes right away. They can absolutely do an FU pick here and just take whoever they think's the best football player. That's why we bring up Makai Lemon in this spot.
Yeah. I mean, Makai Lemon, I think is an excellent pick for them. Any of the receivers, the stud receivers who are there, I think make a ton of sense for them. Let me look at who would be on the pro market for them to trade 13 for?
They've spent so much money this offseason. I don't think that's an option.
I don't think that they would do that.
Like, could you always make it work? Yeah.
Kenyon Sadiq could make sense.
Kenyon Sadiq could make sense as they run 13
Dude, you know what's crazy, though? Dallas Goedert's still out there.
I know.
There hadn't been a peep on
and
Dallas
David
Goedert.
Njoku.
Not a peep.
Not a peep for either guy who've been beyond functioning tight end starters.
You're not trading 13 for A.J. Brown. That's not happening.
No, they don't need to do that.
But I think it's much more likely that it is a luxury pick with maybe even a top-tier corner. Oh, well.
Oh, boy.
You know who the 13 can be used for? A Trent Williams trade.
Yeah, not happening.
Now, I don't think an even trade like for 13 and Trent Williams, because Trent Williams is mid-30s now at this point. So as good as Trent Williams still is, if he's on the board, like, you're not trading 13 for him. But like, I don't know if a world exists where that trade would even happen because they're divisional foes. But that's the one that's still out there of Trent Williams, where you go, my goodness, like, if the Rams had their way, if they could just add another infinity stone to the gauntlet, it would be Trent Williams. But I don't think that happens, given the fact that they're divisional foes. So.
By the way, a live update just now from Zach Berman on the Dallas Goedert situation.
Okay.
Dallas Goedert was not listed as a free agent by the league. His void date has been pushed back to Friday. This procedural move would give both sides a chance to work out an extension. So that's why. It's good to get some clarity on why Dallas Goedert's name has been totally...
have not heard one word about it.
No.
Back to the super chats. Unless you wanted anything else on this one. I think 13 is going to be a draft pick. I don't think that they're trading
a BPA kind of draft pick.
Shelton said Scorden or Howell as prospects.
Scorden will be ranked higher for me. He was, I think, player 19 for me last year. Howell will not be in that range.
I think I was a little bit lower on Scorden. It's close. They're in the same range. I think they're the kind of talked about in the same light. But I think I might like Howell more. Sep with a $6
and about 80
79 cents. And about 80 cents. About 80 cents.
Not this time.
Just under 80 cents. How do we use the power of the great addict intelligence to ensure that Caden McPounder-McDonald also goes to Carolina?
If he does, I think I'll get the jersey for the sake of the pod.
Will it say McPounder on it, though?
Yeah, I think I go custom.
Okay. I like the commitment.
Bryce.
No. Okay, you know what you should do? Because I'm in Charlotte. Send it to me, and I'll get him to sign it.
Oh, my God.
And then you put it up in the frame behind you.
Do the Panthers have a team store where they do jerseys? This varies team by team in sports. Kind of a lost art.
What do you mean?
If I came down for a trip for business reasons, could I go to the Panthers team store and have them press me a McPounder custom jersey?
That I don't know.
Okay.
That's a really good question. It's a great question, though, because the Lightning used to do it. I don't know if they still do it. But they used to have jersey modifications in the stadium that you could do. But I don't know if the Panthers have one. I know some people in the building.
I love it. I love it. Bryce again. The Great War rages on. $100 super chat. Right?
No. This is the old one. This is the one that we are. Dude, don't scare Peter like that. Don't scare Peter like that.
I was just baiting Peter.
Or motivate Peter like that. Don't do that.
I was baiting Peter.
Reginald's the next one that we have here.
I'm so lost.
Best way for the Rams to fix linebacker is their free agent. Pray for Styles to fall, or you could go get him. I think that's also an error to long this as super chat is you could truly, if Sonny Styles was starting to fall, and for example, how many picks do the Rams have? Hold on, let me figure this out. Because I think this is very interesting. So the Rams have 13. They have 61 in the second round. They have 93 in the third round. And if Les Snead truly just wants to go, nope, don't care. If Sonny Styles is available for the Washington Commanders at number 7, he could call Adam Peters and say, I will give you 13 and I will give you 61. You could pick in the second round again. So now you have a first round pick, a second round pick, and a third round pick if you're Washington, who still needs to get younger as a team. Now, it's not as desperate as it was before, but that's the one where you could trade up and potentially go get Sonny Styles. That's an aggressive way to do it.
Yeah, that would be wild and awesome. Peter said he was ready.
We've never doubted that you were ready, Peter. That's never been in doubt. I think. Are you back or do you want me to?
I think mine are all jumbled in different order, but I have one I want to read.
Okay, go ahead.
Joseph.
All right, go ahead.
The Giants re-signing Evan Neal is an insult to every restaurant worker in New York City. The last Blockbuster in Bend, Oregon, is a destination.
That's the last Blockbuster.
Interesting. I'm sure people do kind of make it take my picture for Instagram.
Wow.
Blockbuster Bend, Oregon.
The last Blockbuster.
Oh, temporarily closed is what I'm seeing. Damn, they got the last Blockbuster.
I thought we were going to be able to hold on. Guess not.
Me too. Wait. Wikipedia. There's a Wikipedia page called Last Blockbuster.
It's a full-on Wikipedia page?
It's for the store in Bend, Oregon.
Is it open? What's the last update?
I don't know.
They've got to have a Twitter or an Instagram account.
In 2024, it was estimated that about 80% of the store's income comes from selling merchandise because the majority of the DVD vendors that provided them with the movies are now closed, and the remaining ones have minimum orders that are far too large for a single store. All the new movies come from Walmart or Target. So I think it is open, but it's almost like a gimmick.
So the manager of the store is walking into Walmart at 6 a.m. raiding the on-sale DVD box that they have near the counters and then bringing them back to Blockbuster and selling them at a premium with nostalgia baked into the price.
I want to shake this man's hand.
That is
woman.
That is a
That's
business
a gig.
plan that even TikTok couldn't comprehend.
I just think it's so funny. The Wikipedia page is called Last Blockbuster.
Yeah, that is pretty incredible.
That's the good stuff.
Before we get to some more super chat, Tyler's got it pulled up. The chef's got it pulled up here. That's the last Blockbuster?
Pretty awesome. Still got the newspaper
dude,
containers, like sales containers outside of it too. They're just leaning into that it's not 2026, which I love.
That is a blast from the past, man. That looks like a Blockbuster.
Oh, it is.
We might need to do a live pod there.
I would. I've been to almost all of the states. I have not been to Oregon, oddly enough. Very weird how that happened.
I have been to Oregon very briefly. I stopped in Portland for like half a day and got lunch, and of course hit Voodoo Donuts as well. But beautiful part of the country. Beautiful part of the country.
Lovely.
Got to see the Redwood Forest on my way up there, which was insane. Truly something that everybody needs to do if they live stateside. It's incredible. Long This gave us another $100 super chat.
Long This is not only entered from the Elimination Chamber, he has smacked Peter and Bryce with a steel chair.
All right. Long This is reiterating the fact that the Rams don't value linebacker. I agree, but Sonny Styles is so athletic that I think you could also convince yourself that he would give you blitz value, pass rush value, all that kind of value as well. Seattle seems to be keeping powder dry for a new owner to keep the cost low. Well, could be an interesting point there. At this point, the Rams ads and the Seahawks losses make the Rams Super Bowl favorites. I agree 1,000%. The Rams are my, without question, Super Bowl favorite going into next season. Yes.
Absolutely, man.
Yes.
The secondary is now insane. They retained enough of their staff, without a doubt.
The end of the super chat just says that the 30 other teams can pound sand.
I love it. Long This. The faceless man, but boy, see an absolute unit.
Yeah. Okay, before we fire off a handful more super chats before we get out of here, our game plan of the week, presented by Western Southern Financial Group, a game plan for your financial future. The game plan of the week this week is whatever Les needs cooking, to be honest with you. I just love shouting out everything that the Rams are doing, how aggressive they are to become Super Bowl favorites, in my opinion. The free agency moves, the FDM pick strategy is so back. That, to me, is the game plan of the week, especially, like Long This said in their super chat, capitalizing on Seattle losing so many things, not just players, but also Clint Kubiak as well. Just like every team win starts with a great game plan, your future should as well, with life insurance built like a championship roster. Western and Southern helps protect you and your family so that you can focus on winning today, knowing that tomorrow is covered. Whether you are just starting out, building your dynasty, or looking to lock in long-term protection, their coverage options are designed to match your game plan. Visit westernsouthern.com/PFF to get your free life quote and start building your financial game plan. Western and Southern, built to win, backed by over 130 years of helping people protect what matters most. All right. We'll run through a handful more super chats maybe for the next 10, 15 minutes before we get out of here.
Yep.
Because there's a ton of them. Atlas Duval, Sup Connor, the father, Rogers, and Trevor, the godfather, Sikkema.
Nice.
Was curious about your thoughts on building rosters in today's NFL. Some teams prioritize the best roster over stars at key positions, i.e. the Broncos versus the Rams. So
this could be a podcast episode.
I think that it can be a whole podcast episode. And to be honest with you, Atlas Duval, if you haven't watched the Blue Chip Committee yet, the next episode that we are doing with Brett and EJ is actually about team building. It's about specifically, what do you do first, build the team or get the quarterback? Is there a perfect way to do it? And so I think that we're going to dive into this topic very naturally there as well. So I would say that the short answer before we get into a longer podcast with those guys is you have to let the league sort of come to you a certain way. If you have the opportunity to get yourself stars and difference makers at premium positions, you don't want to shy away from that, but you also don't want to 100% force it if it's not there. Team building, there's no perfect blueprint for it because the timing is always different for every single team. So I wouldn't say that one is preferred over the other, like having the best overall roster versus a roster that has 3 or 4 stars that are unstoppable. I think every team can beat every team every single week, and so there's a lot of things that go into it, but to me, the short answer is just you've got to be able to let the league come to you a certain way, specifically when it comes to free agency and the draft, to build it the right way.
Yeah, and I think the most important aspect is like you got to lay the ground floor across the roster, and hopefully you hit on some stars throughout the draft. Because if you're a top-heavy roster, the war of attrition in the league just catches up to you. Guys are going to get hurt, and if you have a top-heavy roster, but then it completely kind of teeters over or bottoms out quickly. Those just aren't the teams that are standing at the end of an NFL season anymore.
Right.
The teams in the conference championship round, they're gonna have like a third string corner starting somewhere, or they're gonna get something out of a backup offensive lineman. So it's a long-winded conversation, and it's not that there's a right way to do it, but I think there's a format that when you're starting out, you need to set of like, okay, I need to round out the roster, then I could supplement it with star talent at key areas too. So I think the blue chip committee, it's been cool, Trev, because we've kind of dove into some of our ideas and theories and how that works through the draft and everything in a longer format, much longer format, rather than just like doing mock drafts and our rankings and everything like that. It's been a little bit of a step back for us to breathe. So if you guys are more into that aspect of this is the perfect series for you.
Yep. That is the perfect series there. Oh, yeah. So the chef was just letting us know that there were some super chats that popped up before the show started that he wanted to run through really quick. So Lancy said, whoa, hold on. Don't put your fist up for that. It says Crustables, not Uncrustables.
Oh.
Crustables with the greater than sign. A bunch of greater than signs for the $5 super chat. Might be fighting words.
Not a PB&J crust guy. As people know. Vinny, thank you for the $10 super chat. Hey, guys, Geno was never better than when he threw 25 touchdowns to Stedman Bailey in his senior year of college. This might be too niche of a question, but is there anyone like Stedman in this draft? That is a call. I mean, Geno was absolutely at his best in Seattle.
You know what's kind of funny is that I actually think that John Mechie is very close to
that's Stedman not crazy.
Was. You know,
Jets should have kept him.
Jets kind of should have kept him if that's what they would have been going for, which I think that they probably have bigger plans for. But let's see, which wide receiver is most like Stedman Bailey?
I don't have the brain power to go back to that.
I do.
I'm
Eric McAllister. I think actually fits. I think he fits. Reggie Virgil kind of fits. Because how big was Stedman Bailey?
5'10".
So how big was Eric McAllister?
I don't think that big.
Let's see, what was Stedman Bailey? This is what you guys came to this podcast for, so I'm gonna deep dive into it. 5'10", 193.
4'5'2".
Eric McAllister, 6'4", 194. So I got the weight correctly, not the height. So okay, so Eric McAllister doesn't count there.
No, I know. We're overthinking this one.
Are we?
Yeah, I think this guy is bigger.
All right.
This guy's definitely bigger. But in terms of that play style for the quarterback and how he wins and works, it's Jeremy Bernard. Who also, his standout drills. Jeremy Bernard, 6'7", 1-3 cone. Stedman Bailey, 6'8", 1-3 cone. More quick than fast. Not afraid
Good
to
call.
work in dirty areas of the field.
Good call.
It's Jeremy Bernard, who I think the Jets at 33 or 44 will be seriously looking at in this draft, by the way.
All right.
There we go. Interesting. That's a Vinny, nice call. Good call. Vinny, nice callback, Vinny.
By the way, speaking of West Virginia, I had a Steve Slayton West Virginia jersey growing up.
Dude, that's wicked.
Yeah. I think I bought it at like a Champ Sports. Just random ass
glory days.
Yeah, truly. Trogdor, $6 and just south of 71 cents.
Yep.
Said the Badlands Discord demands a Jets 3 2-round mock draft.
They don't have a third-round pick.
Oh, okay. I see.
We go out on this? Are we going to do it?
Yeah, sure, we can go out on this.
All right, we're going to go out on this.
Think we do one more? Oh, this is the final super chat that was missed. So before we get into this mock, D. Sauter, sorry for 6'7" farming you, Connor. I think that super chat cursed the Ravens Crosby deal, if that helps.
Yep.
But it was always Trey Hendrickson for 12 hours in parentheses. There was the super chat from Sauter.
Sauter, I like you, but you got me so bad that I hope your plan to attend night one of the draft includes you flying home the next day and the Ravens trade out of round one. So you're sitting there in the crowd.
Come on, don't do that to him. Don't do that to him.
Oh, we have a trade. Roger Goodell walks up to the podium and goes, the Ravens have traded out. Some team is coming into the draft for Ty Simpson. They'll be back on the clock tomorrow.
That is evil.
Yep.
That's evil. Man, he went after him.
Got his ass.
He went after him. All right, New York Jets. On that note, firing up a New York Jets 3-round mock draft, which is actually a 2-round mock draft here. So they have pick 2, 16, 33, and 44. The New York Jets, new look Jets, they signed Dylan Parham. They lost John Simpson, so that's 1 in, 1 out. John Myers is currently their projected starting center, I believe. Bring in Geno Smith to play the quarterback position. No longer have John Mechie on the roster. Defense looks a lot different. It's T'Vondre Sweat. It's David Onyemata. It's Will McDonald. No Jermaine Johnson. Jamie Sherwood is still there. Demario Davis, though, now there at linebacker. They have Joseph Osai on the defensive line as well. Nashawn Wright on the outside corner. Brandon Stevens still there as an outside corner as well. They have Azareye'h Thomas. They've got Dane Belton. They've got Minka Fitzpatrick. They still have Malachi Moore. All right. Let's get into it. Who are we taking here at 2?
I think Arvell.
You know what? I'll let you pick whoever you want. You don't have to. It doesn't have to be predictive. You can pick whoever you want.
I think staying in the mold of predictive, and I think the Jets can make out pretty well here with a couple scenarios. Like I think it's down to the front 7.
All right.
I think it would be between Reese, Styles, and Bailey. I think that the idea with Reese is, of course, the upside, but that in the 3-4, you actually can utilize him in different spots.
I do like the prospects of him in a 3-4 much more than I do in an even front defense. Because if in an even front defense, he's either, in my opinion, Arvell Reese, he's either playing too much on the line of scrimmage or he's playing too much off the line of scrimmage.
Right.
So I like him best in a 3-4, which the Jets obviously have. So I like the landing spot here for Arvell, even though I've said before, like I would take Bain. This is actually one of the more ideal landing spots for him at number 2.
Makes a ton of sense. I think they don't love the Sherwood contract. So could he steal some some snaps off the ball as a rookie? Sure. But they're going to love the violence in his hands as a stand-up edge there.
Okay.
I mean, they signed Kingsley, who can play some 4-eye for them with the power that he has. Osai is an interesting deal. I'm kind of curious how they're going to, utilize him and rotate these guys. They still like Will McDonald a lot as more of that finesse and bendy rusher, but they wanted more strength across from him. So I'm going to stay in the light of predictive. I think it'll be Arvell Reese.
Okay. All right.
This is where it gets really interesting.
This is where it does get really interesting.
So Venga went, right?
Long This just gave us another $100 super chat. Said, a New York Jets mock is bad marketing for the channel to end. Not even Jets fans believe that their team could do as well as you boys. You are setting them up for more disappointment. It is our job here, Connor as the resident Jets fan, but also my family, my wife's entire family are all diehard Jets fans. My co-host on the PFF NFL show, Dalton Wasserman, is a Jets fan.
You can't escape it.
I am
cannot escape it.
Heavily invested in manifesting this team doing well that we will continue to do Jets mock drafts until team morale and record improves.
We might be here a while, but damn it, we're going to do it.
So who do you like here for them at 16?
Well, I know who you like.
Yeah, you damn right.
Man, they can, this is almost like you cannot lose.
You can't lose in this scenario.
Because you can argue, although I'm not going to do it if I'm making the pick, you could argue Spencer Fano to play guard for them in the long term. But obviously, we are looking at the wide receivers. I know you love... Is Mekhi Lemon still wide receiver 1 for you?
I think he's going to end as wide receiver 1 for me, yeah.
So
he wasn't when we did the wide receiver rankings, but I get worried about Tyson's
health,
and I still like Tate, but I think I'm just gonna come back to what I had as wide receiver 1 in the beginning of the year, and that was Mekhi Lemon. I think he's gonna be my 1.
Lemon is very projectable in this offense. You have 100%. Garrett Wilson and Adonai Mitchell on the outside, and Lemon gets to play the slot.
Yeah,
I'm higher on Tyson the player, but I share the same concerns that you do, and I wonder if the league will share those.
Mm-hmm.
I think we take Lemon here, and now
Lemon or Tyson, either one. I don't care.
I think we take Lemon here, and the Jets in 11 personnel now are, once again, Garrett Wilson, Adonai Mitchell on the outside with Lemon in the slot. It's what you're looking for in this draft.
I agree. Let's take Mekhi Lemon at 16.
Lemon.
Yep. Any defensive thoughts? Because now we're in the second round. So, they added a ton. Nashawn Wright, Minka Fitzpatrick, DeMario Davis, David Onyemata, T'Vondre Sweat. They still have Will McDonald, obviously. Like, do you think about defense, like a specific defensive position? Like, do you think about corner still with them?
I think about Thomas enough. Well, Colton Hood went, right? It looks like.
Yes, he just got.
Yeah, so he's the guy I have my eye on here. He's not there. I don't love the rest of the board at corner. Pregnon is really interesting.
Wait, Matthew said lore accurate Bengals pick. Who did they pick at 10? Can you scroll up, Tyler? Who?
Lore. Carnell. Let's take T. Higgins again.
They took Carnell Tate for those of you who are audio only listeners. Ty Simpson is still there at 33.
He is. I'm going to dangerously put you on the spot. Pregnon or Ty Simpson?
I'd take Pregnon. If I'm the Jets, the issue with Ty Simpson for me, as I've thought about it more, I think that Ty Simpson is a starting caliber quarterback in the NFL. The part that gets me really worried about him with the Jets specifically now is with Aaron Glenn entering next season on the hot seat, do you enter a world where Ty Simpson plays okay, decent and relative to expectations for him in year one with this Jets team? And do you go into next offseason with the giant conundrum of, well, we have 3 first-round picks, and we just picked Ty, and he was okay for us, but now we've got an offensive-minded head coach, so do they stick with Ty? Do we not pick the quarterback that we should just because we picked Ty Simpson last year? I am avoiding that mess entirely. I am riding with Geno Smith, and I am not taking Ty Simpson. That is what I would do in this scenario.
Then we're taking Emmanuel Pregnon here.
Yeah, we are.
Also, like, this shows a different avenue if the Jets decide to just punt on quarterback this year and get themselves to the 2027 class, how they can accumulate as much talent as possible. So Reese, Lemon, Pregnon. I have a personal favorite that I've developed at 44 that I take almost every time.
Is it A.J. Halsey?
It is A.J. Halsey. Because this team cannot freaking turn over the football last year. Literally no interceptions. Mm-hmm. They were soft. And Halsey does both of those things. Yep. He hits the snot out of people.
Yeah, baby.
He finishes plays. Yeah, and he gets to play with Minka Fitzpatrick.
You don't got to convince me. AJ Halsey's one of my favorite prospects in this entire class. I love Halsey. So I'm all in.
All right.
I'm all in on this.
I mean, holy smokes.
This is a phenomenal draft.
Sign me all the way up.
You have the defensive additions that they had in free agency, and now you get Arvell Reese, Mekhi Lemon, Emmanuel Pregnon, and A.J. Halsey. Dante
Moore is going to go from I'm not going there to the let me in me.
To yes, 100%. Yes. Yes. He's gone full circle. He's seen the changes. He's seen the repentance. There's a chance it could be an offensive-minded head coach next year. Who knows?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. There we go, folks. Somebody said over Jacob Rodriguez. Jacob Rodriguez was also there, but I like A.J. Halsey. I love the pairing of him and Minka Fitzpatrick. So I thought about Jacob Rodriguez, but I really do love A.J. Halsey there at that spot. All right. Did we hit all the super chats that we need to? Well, guys, there's so many super chats.
As many as we could.
There's so many that we didn't get to. I just want to make sure there wasn't like a crazy one that we missed.
One last one that I want to read. I'm going to read it in my head before I actually read it.
Smart.
Stig's
smart.
Brewery Kitchen, back surgery today.
Okay.
So I want to wish Stiggs a healthy road to recovery because that's probably tough. Hopefully we give you a couple laughs and entertainment.
Yeah.
Had to make sure I got the super chat in to champion Connor for his comment about the draft being better than the Super Bowl. Validated a weird deep insecurity I didn't know existed. No, say it with your chest.
Yeah. Oh, the draft's way better.
Draft is 50 times better than the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Way more exciting. So much changes.
Everyone's involved.
Winning the Super Bowl is totally overrated. They should give out rings for who wins the offseason.
The games do not matter.
The games, we've said this so many times in this podcast, the games don't matter.
the whole crux of this show.
Who cares about the games?
Why would you care about the actual football season when you could do mock drafts every day in the spring?
Amen, baby. Amen. Oh, okay. We have 2 more $20 super chats that I wanted to read. Can we throw both of those on, and then we'll be sure to wrap this up. Mediocrity Incarnate gave us a $20 super chat. As a Cali Bucks fan, I'm actually stoked about the Jake Browning signing. Played against him in high school, and he absolutely shredded us.
Nice.
A defense of 11 white farm boys was no match for, what does it say? I can't see it.
For a passing attack led by a future NFL quarterback, LOL. It is funny, like, the perception, because of, NFL fans and fantasy players and all that, like, Jake Browning, and then, like, this guy, understandably, was like, dude, I played him in high school, and he looked like God. Yeah. Like, you forget, even the worst players in the NFL are God tier at this sport.
So I was just watching this clip with the Bustin' the Boys guys. They had Luke Combs on, and Luke Combs played high school football, and he played against Brandon Spikes in high school. And he said that Brandon Spikes looked like a future, like, national champion and NFL linebacker in high school. And Luke Combs said that they had a pretty good running back, like, on their team, and their coach was like, I know who Spikes is. First play, we're running right at him. Like, we're just going straight at him. And Luke Combs was like, that went about as well as you thought it was going to. And that basically set the tone for the rest of the game that we were not going to compete with this young man. So
F around and find out.
Correct.
Peak
correct. Of it. I actually don't hate the Jake Browning signing as well. Like, I think it's fine. Jake Browning obviously was okay for the Bengals. He was never going to be a long-term sustained starting quarterback for them when Joe Burrow was out, but the Bucs need a backup, and I think that Browning at least plays with the mentality and the moxie that Mayfield does, and so I think that you've got similar sort of mindsets of how to play the quarterback position with Mayfield and Browning, even though the talent gap is different, certainly. So, so with that one, and then the last one, Riley, $20 super chat. Why did my parents get divorced? Well, it's probably because you like the Super Bowl more than you like the draft, honestly. That's probably
it could
why.
have been the deciding factor, the last straw.
Yeah, you probably told your parents that you wanted to just rewatch the Super Bowl instead of watching the NFL draft, and they
Mom
were like,
wanted to rewatch the draft and
we can't do this
Kuiper's
anymore.
grades.
We cannot do this anymore. There we go, folks. We appreciate you guys watching the show. We love you guys. This has been so much fun over the last 2 days, getting to recap a lot of the free agency, do some of those team-centric mock drafts.
A clown named Michael Bidwell. If my Cardinals have the top pick next year, does Arch go back to school? We are trash. $50 super chat. No, I think Arch will be in the draft. Keep the hope. Had to give in the $50 super chat.
I think Arch will still be in the draft.
Will he maneuver? Can
I guarantee to you that he will not pull a maneuver like a Manning has done previously?
It's the Manning way.
I cannot guarantee that, unfortunately. I really do wish the Cardinals well. Got some good friends who cover the Cardinals.
Yeah, I like Mike LaFleur. You love Michael Wilson.
I do. Arch Manning to Michael Wilson sounds pretty good to me. Come on, Cardinals. We got to figure it out.
We'll see if it sounds good to the Manning family when we get there.
Appreciate all you guys watching this episode. Like we said before, we are on the road to 75K subscribers here on this channel by the time that the draft comes around, which, once again, much better than the Super Bowl, so that's why we timed it with that. If you guys have enjoyed any of the content that we have done and you are not subscribed yet, we would love for you guys to be a part of the Addicts. This is a free way to support this show. And honestly, we would love to have you back every single episode as we hang out. We talk about the NFL and the NFL draft. We are going to get to the safety episode. I promise. Free agency was popping off, so we didn't get to it this week, but the safety episode is coming. It'll come sometime next week. We'll also have defensive tackles that we will do, and then we will start getting into the collab mock draft series. We'll start to get back into those final position rankings. We'll start to do episodes on team-specific big boards now that the needs are solidified after free agency. So there's so much that we're going to get to here between now and April. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Connor, anything else before we get out of here?
No, man. Thank you to everybody that sent a super chat today.
Yeah, truly.
Thank you for all the well wishes and everybody that locks in. The free agency has been a big week for us here at the show, and we greatly appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun rocking with you guys, and we're not going anywhere, so please hit subscribe.
I appreciate you guys. We're sorry that we could not get to all of the super chats, but we are flooded with responses and questions and energy from you guys that we want you to know that we really, really appreciate, even though we didn't have time to get to it in this episode. For the chef producing the show in an incredible way behind the glass, making it all possible. For Connor Rogers, I'm Trevor Sikkema saying thank you guys so much for watching this episode